Up, my brothers? Welcome to the Masculine Code podcast. I'm your host, Jim Vance. It's good to have you join me today, and I'm excited for this adventure and where it might take us. If you don't know anything about me, I lead a group of men called the Conscious Men, and I help men really change themselves and find themselves and grow themselves and find the power inside of them to impact their life, impact their relationships, and impact the world around them. But I wanted to come to you guys and create a space for men to share where I could introduce you to leaders, I could introduce you to concepts, I can introduce you to ideas, I can introduce you to problems that all men share. And we could talk, share, work through, learn how to work through, and really get introduced to things that we may be blind to on a day-to-day basis. So I created the Masculine Code because as a man myself, and I've been through many dark periods in my life, I found that I had not a lot of men to turn to. I found that I had a lot of nobody to turn to. And so I was left to deal with things. I was left to grow through things. I was left to suffer through things without people in my corner, without men in my corner. And I wanted to create a space where you always had somebody to turn to. You always had an ear. You always had advice. You always had knowledge being poured into you. And so the Masculine Code was birthed. And for me, this place is going to be a place for both of us. It's going to be a place that we both can learn. We can both grow. We can both be introduced to people. We can both be led by different leaders. Because for me, masculine leadership is sorely missing in the world today. It's sorely missing on the planet. And there are so many men out there that lead in multiple capacities, not only in the coaching space, but in the business space, in educational space, in fitness, whatever it may be. I'm going to bring leaders on that lead. I'm going to bring men on that lead from the front. They walk the walk. They talk the talk. So I'm excited to kind of share with you and bring this new, for lack of better terms, baby to the world. But today, I'm going to talk about momentum. I'm going to talk about momentum for men. And this is a topic that I get into a lot because a lot of men lose momentum in their life. They lose the ability to keep it moving forward. And there are a lot of reasons why. And I'm going to talk about 5 ways or 5 steps to really increase momentum in your life and how to keep it moving forward always. Because if we want to get to different levels, if we want to get to different goals, if we want to achieve different things, we have to create momentum and sustain the momentum over periods of time. And so it's big for me to bring this to you, for me to share with you, for me to give you all of this information and to really just share. And hopefully it lands with you. Hopefully it resonates with you. And hopefully you take some of this and use it and apply it to your life. But today, let's talk about momentum. So momentum in the definition is like movement or motion toward a goal. That would be momentum. And if you know anything about the masculine, and I do a ton of work around the masculine energy, the masculine energy is goal-oriented. We're driven, we're purpose-oriented, we have a direction, we have a mission that we're trying to accomplish. And it requires momentum on a daily basis. It requires us to be focused on forward movement toward those goals all the time. Whether it's taking care of a family, whether it's building a relationship, building a business, building a healthy body, building a healthy mind, it all takes momentum. It all takes direction. It always takes focus. But we have to learn as men to really put the focus there and really put the momentum into that space. So I want to talk today a lot around this and like how do we become better as men at building momentum and sustaining momentum over a long periods of time and really knowing how to just rebuild it once we lose it. It's not created by some mystical force. It's not created by some manifesting energy. It's not created by just sitting there and hoping it turns out well. Momentum is created by us. Momentum is created by the energy we put into it. The first piece of momentum. And the first piece of really the masculine energy is we need to create a picture of success for our life. We need to create a picture, a vision of what we want to come to fruition. In our brain, we have different levels of mechanisms, and each mechanism takes a picture. And the picture can take us whatever direction we want. It can take us toward failure, it can take us toward success. And a lot of times men get so down in the dirt, down in a rut, stuck, that they create these pictures of failures. They create these pictures that hold them back, that keep them stuck, that keep them falling apart in their life because they're unwilling to recreate the picture. Focus on something new. Create a vision of what they want. You need a vision to guide your life by. You need a picture to focus on. You need to become a heat-seeking missile. And in order for that to happen, you got to determine what you want to happen. You got to determine what you want your life to be like. You got to make a choice. You got to make a choice on, this is what I envision for my relationships. This is what I envision for my business. This is what I envision for my health. This is what I envision for my family. This is what I envision for my life. And I need to put it down and think about it and envision it on a daily basis. I need to be so focused on what I desire that no matter what comes into my path, it doesn't cause me to lose focus or be distracted. Men that are distracted don't have clarity of vision. They don't have an idea of what they want. They don't see the thing that they desire. They haven't created a goal to get to. They're flying by the seat of their pants. They're allowing life to just happen. And when you allow life to just happen, when you're flowing through life, I'm just going with the flow. You're in your feminine. You're being like the woman, for lack of better terms. The feminine energy flows. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going over here and I'm going to go over there. And whatever life brings my way, I'm just going to go. The masculine is focused. The masculine is directional. The masculine leads. The masculine pushes. The masculine goes and gets. The masculine hunts and kills. The masculine provides guidance and leadership throughout life. And you don't guide and lead by just flowing by the seat of your pants. So you got to create this vision for what you want. You have to make a choice as to what you want your life to be like, what you want your life to look like, what you want your life to bring to fruition. And that becomes an issue for a lot of men because they don't take enough time to decide what they want for life. They get so busy in life dealing with the distractions, dealing with the ups and downs, that they forget their purpose. They forget their mission. They forget their goal. They forget what they're going for. And if you're constantly being distracted, if you're constantly focusing on things that keep you distracted from your mission and your purpose and your direction, you at some point will become resentful. You at some point will be burnt out. You at some point will want to run and hide from the life you're in. You will want to escape. And that's when we get into all levels of problems, addictions, infidelity, so on and so forth. So what we have to learn to do and what we have to really create for ourselves is a vision. What am I focused on? What do I want to bring? Don't worry about the hows and whys I'm going to get there. It's what am I going to do? What am I going to achieve? What is it that you want? What is it that you desire? What is it that you envision your world being? What is it that you envision your relationship looking like? What is it that you envision your professional life looking like? You have to make a vision in your head. You have to be so intentful as to what your relationships, your business, your life look like, that you allow your success mechanisms to take over and go directly toward that. If you are not envisioning what you desire, if you're not envisioning a purpose for your life, your success mechanisms become failure mechanisms. You start looking for ways to fail. You start looking for ways to get to the places you're not focused on. Like, oh, this distraction, okay, I'm gonna find more of this distraction. Oh, that squirrel, okay, I'm gonna go chase all the squirrels. Oh, this person, I'm gonna go chase this person. Oh, that terrible relationship, I'm gonna chase that terrible relationship. If you're not focused on what you desire, if you're not focused on the successes, if you're not focused on the things that you know that you put in your soul that you want to have happen, you're going to find things to focus on that are going to keep you distracted, that are going to keep you from moving forward in your life, that are going to keep you from creating the dreams and desires that you want. So become so focused on what you desire. Like, that's number one. Like, create a picture of success for your life. Because if you're always just trying to, the famous quote is, if you get busy trying to learn the tricks of the trade, you'll never learn the trade. So you got to get busy being focused on what you desire so you can get busy on the activities that create your desires, the activities that create your goals coming to fruition. I heard a quote today, and it said, if your actions don't match your goals, then you need to change your goals, or you need to change your actions. But you can't be out of integrity with both. So you need to create what you want in your mind and then move toward it in action. And that will kind of move us into number two. Number two, just do something. Stop being somebody that just bitches and complains about what's not happening in your life. What's not coming to fruition? Why am I not losing weight? Why is this woman always doing this? Why does my relationship suck? Why is my business terrible? Why am I not achieving the things I want to achieve? You're so stuck on the hows and whys that you forgot to stop moving. You forgot to start moving. You get so focused on turning it over in your head, figuring it out, that you don't move in action. Men move in action. We don't sit and ponder. We move. We find a failure, we find feedback. We find a failure, we find a way to succeed. We find another failure, we find feedback. We find another failure, we find a way to succeed. We're always moving in the direction that we want to go. Now, do we get there 1000% the first time? No. We get there through trial and error. We get there through movement. We get there through trying and failing and then succeeding. Trying, failing, succeeding. Trying, failing, succeeding. Sometimes it's try, fail, and then succeed. But you got to get back up on the bike and you got to ride. And that starts with just doing something. Stop being so selfish with your life, in your light. Men, we have to stop being so selfish with the light and purpose that God placed in us. God placed a purpose in us to shine into the world, to give to the world, to allow the world to have access to. Yet we are constantly looking for ways to keep the world from our light, from our purpose, from our passion. We're constantly allowing the world to distract us from our purpose and our passion. We're being selfish because we don't want to give the light that we have. The world deserves to have what our purpose is. The world deserves to see our light. The world deserves to see us. Stop talking so much. Start moving your feet. A quote that one of my mentors told me, I'd say 15 years ago, I guess, he always said, you never watch a man's mouth, you watch his feet. His mouth will tell you shit his feet won't do, but his feet will tell you where he's going every day. And so, if I'm a man of purpose, if I'm a man of action, if I'm a man of goals, if I'm a man of direction, I'm not talking about where I'm going there. I let my actions speak for me. If I'm consistently telling you what I'm going to do, I'm not going anywhere, because I'm more concerned about what you think about what I'm doing than I am concerned about what I am doing, what I am creating, what I'm moving toward. Because you have to get to a space where you don't need the approval of other people to get to the place that you desire. You don't need the approval of other men to get to the goals that you want to accomplish. If you need their approval, they're not your goals. They're not the things you want to accomplish. They are the things you want to accomplish for their approval. Be so focused, be so directional as to what you desire in your life that you're going to do it no matter who approves and who applauds. I struggled with this forever. And I was so busy trying to accomplish for the world's approval that I got lost in my own approval. I got lost being excited for my own self, being excited for what I was doing. I was more excited about what other people thought I would do. And so I had to readjust my mind, readjust my life, and get to a place where I was kind of opposite of the good opinion of other people. I respect everybody's opinions about what I'm doing, but I don't take them on as part of who I am. I move in my direction, head down, blinders on, focus as fuck, and I don't give a shit if you like it or don't. And I don't give a damn if you're excited for me and if you're not. If you like me, that's great. If you don't like me, that's great. I'm not concerned because I know where my soul leads me. I know where God pulls me. And if I can follow those two things, I'm good. I don't need men to validate my existence. If I'm constantly worried about the validation of other people for the path I'm going down, then I'm looking for a GPS to my purpose through a world without access to my heart and my soul. And it's just not going to be a fruitful adventure for anybody at all. Number 3. So number 1, create a vision. Number 2, move in action. Number 3, this goes directly with number 2, let things evolve. You have to learn as men to be patient. Men tend to be the most patient of both the genders, especially the true masculine, because we know everything takes process. Everything takes time. I always remember there's a quote by Lao Tzu that said, nature never hurries, yet everything is done. And sometimes as men, when we get impatient and we get into our feminine energy, we want the end results without the process of getting there. We are so excited and stoked to get to where we quote unquote want to go that we lose gratitude for where we are moving through, what we are growing to, who we are becoming along the way, the struggles that we face, the adversity that we overcome, the issues that we deal with and grow through and become stronger, more powerful men. We have to be patient in this process. We have to be patient when we're moving toward our goals. We have to be patient with our own journey, because this journey builds you. This journey tears you apart, puts you back together again, and forges you in fire. It doesn't leave you broken unless you want to stay broken. It builds you. It gives you all the tools to be built. It gives you all the tools to be better. It gives you all the tools to develop strength. It gives you all the tools to be more. But you have to be willing to be patient. You have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to stop rushing the process. Trust the process. Things happen at the speed it's supposed to happen. You are where you are because you need to be there right now. Be where your feet are planted. Be where your feet are. Take note of what's going on around you, what keeps popping up, what struggles keep showing up, what things you need to grow through, who do you need to be to get to a different level. Start paying attention to that shit. Stop paying attention to what am I going to do when I get there? What am I going to do to get there? Who am I going to be to get there? How am I going to face this struggle and move through it? How am I going to develop myself so I can handle the responsibility of there? Because where you are right now, you're not ready for there. You're not fucking ready for there. You're ready for where you are. So you need to be the man that is where his feet are in developing into the man to get there. Be the man that gets there. Be the man that works to get there. Be the man that puts in the work to grow himself, to develop himself, to be a bigger, stronger, more powerful, more leading, more masculine man that gets to the end of the process and is able to be responsible for where he is. He's able to enjoy where he is. He's able to handle the pressure of being at the end of the journey. And then being the man that really understands that this journey never ends. Once you get there, there's another there. So that means that we need to be comfortable with the discomfort of the process. Because that process is going to push you out of your comfort zone. That process, if the goals are big enough, the dreams are powerful enough, you're going to get uncomfortable. You're going to get scared. You're going to get feeling inadequate at some point. You're going to have to grow to be there. You're going to have to grow to be a more powerful person. And that's huge. Number 4, commit. Be a man who commits. Not half in, half out. You can't half-ass your dreams. You can't half-ass your goals. You get half-ass results. You're either all in or you're all out. We, as men, a lot of times make a habit out of committing to people. We commit to everybody. We commit to their dreams, their desires, their wants, their needs, whatever makes everybody else happy. But we don't commit to ourselves. We don't commit to the man we are. We don't commit to the purpose that we are here to see to fruition. We don't commit to the man that we desire to be. I need you to be pot committed to yourself. And that means in every aspect of your life, your development, the way you love yourself, the way you push yourself, the way you lead yourself, the way you work yourself, the way you grow yourself, the way you share yourself, the way you communicate yourself. I need you to be pot committed to you. You can't, there's a saying, I think Gary Vee said it one time, it's, you have to be selfish in the way you love yourself, the way you commit to yourself, so you can be selfless with the way you give to the world of yourself. So many men are selfless with the way we give to ourselves, but we don't take enough time to give back to us. We don't take enough commitment to give back to us. We don't commit to us. We don't create a desire within us. We don't develop inside of us the man that can give to the world selflessly, because we have yet to give to ourselves with selflessly. So learn to be committed to you. Learn to go all in on you so somebody will feel desiring going all in with you. But it takes you committing to oneself before you can commit to many selves. And that's a hard process for men, because our nature is to take care of all those around us. But in order to take care of all those around us, we have to take care of ourselves. We can't love completely until we love ourselves completely. We can't give completely to the world until we give to ourselves completely. We can't commit to things outside of us until we commit to things inside of us. So it starts with us in order to have the things that we desire out there. It's a process. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment, and it takes patience. Always. Number 5, the last thing I'll talk about, is a new level requires a new version of yourself in the people around you. A lot of times we want to have all of these big things, these big goals, these big dreams, these big desires, but we're unwilling to become bigger people. We're unwilling to become better men. And we're unwilling to better our circle. we are so committed to the circle that's down here when we're trying to move up. And if we have our hand in the past, if we have our hand at a lower level, when we're trying to get to a higher level, we're always going to be pulled back into the lower level. As you grow, your group needs to grow. As your goals grow, you have to grow. As your desires grow, you have to become more. You can't have bigger things if you're not a bigger man. You can't have better things if you're not a better man. You can't have larger desires if you're not growing yourself into a larger man. Emotionally, spiritually, physically. But it takes you understanding that in order for you to become these people, you have to surround yourself with better people. You have to circle yourself with somebody that moves you up instead of moves you down. You have to circle yourself with people that make you uncomfortable, that make you challenge yourself, that make you want to be better, that make you want to have more. That's a switch to turn on. And once you turn that switch on, you realize every day you're just trying to be better than the next day. Every opportunity you get to find mentors, every opportunity you get to create space to allow people that are above you into your circle, it's a fucking opportunity for you to grow. This is why I created this podcast. I'm always looking for men to grow me. I'm always wanting to create opportunities for you guys to grow yourselves through mentors, through leaders, through just regular men that have figured this shit out and that push themselves daily. So number one, create a picture of success for your life. Number two, do something with your picture. Number three, be patient. Let it evolve. Number four, commit to yourself. And number five, always remember the new levels require a new you. We can get this through our heads. The world is our oyster. But we have to be masters of the process. We have to be masters at the day-to-day, the moment by moment. There is no tomorrow without now. So we have to choose how we show up today and every day. My brothers, thank you for showing up for this podcast. I hope it was amazing. Please follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I'll put the links in the show notes. I can't wait to talk to you again. Have a great day.